Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today it's a video all about how to stay motivated throughout the year. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. So we are all entering into a new year of school, and we are fresh and new to this year, and we are highly motivated to complete all the work and get ahead on lectures. Then in the middle of the school year, we lose all the motivation and you are lagging back on all the tasks. This is something I have also experienced and I'm also experiencing right now. So I then learned some things that I am really excited to share to you guys, and I'm also gonna try those things today so that I'll be able to test them out. So firstly, you need to know there are two types of motivation, which is intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. So the intrinsic motivation is something when you get your motivation internally. For example, you are studying because you love it, or you want to go get into your dream university, or you need to reach your ambition. So that's a type of motivation which is healthy and I would prefer. And the second type of motivation is extrinsic motivation. So this is extrinsic motivation is something when you get something externally. For example, buying new things as a reward, and when you buy a session, you're always excited to try it out, so you kind of study a lesson to try it out, like me, or buying coffee for a motivation and something like that. I personally prefer intrinsic motivation because it's a healthy motivation as you're determined and want to love studies. So I'm basically trying to say that firstly you have to choose your type of which type of motivation which works for you, and which you think it's a healthy, or which you think that worked out for you when you were trying it out. And also um, and also keep that in mind that motivation is limited. Even if you choose intrinsic motivation or extrinsic motivation, it will only last for a short period of time, and then you still have to be determined. So you still have to be determined in studying. So the main point in this is the intrinsic motivation or the extrinsic motivation is not important. The determination that you have to study is important in studying. So the all the upcoming tips rely in this one tip, how to stay motivated. So even if this motivation is limited, how do I stay motivated? That's the question, right? So the second tip is to break down the big task into smaller chunks. So it's simple. It's like cutting a big cake into smaller pieces. So we have a task like study social for me today. Then this is a big task and it contains a lot of process. Then what you have to do is to just break it down into smaller pieces and go on to one by one, like outline of the chapter, introduction, idea and the theme of the chapter, main content, conclusion. I have to make the notes, I have to study the notes, and also have to apply it on the exam. So after we break down the big task into smaller chunks, we have to do it in one by one. And also, don't forget to take regular breaks, because without breaks, you'll be not able to complete these smaller chunks. And the third tip is to identify the obstacles or the problem that you may face during the process. So for me, it is when I really study hard for an exam with 200% of the effort and not getting the grades as expected, and that motivation I had before this scenario would completely drain after this scenario. So what I have done is a series of steps that I would take when this happens in order to recover from these instances, which are to find solutions to your own problems. For example, I told that I'm not getting my expected grades. Then what I would tell myself is to do more practice problems and revise as many times as I can, and to apply more techniques in it and some things like that. So this is kind of an important tip to kind of keep that in mind. But um, yeah, it's a very important tip. Just keep that in mind. Fourth tip is to set out specific times and locations every day to study. So, so you should not think studying as a thing that you do like someday when you're getting the motivation. I am doing it like that only now, but turning studies into a habit would be nice. And yeah, and there's a tip of advice that if you don't have the motivation, this is the best technique is to study with your friends actually. But keep that in mind that you don't want to talk about the subject which is really boring, which should not be very helpful. But studying with your friends would be more motivating for you. And the fifth and the last tip is to take regular breaks. So if you're overloaded with so many tasks, then you might be so drained and will run out of motivation. So I advise taking every weekend off, like taking a break. But I obviously know that we can't do it in the exam period. So what I recommend is to take an hour break in the whole evening, or 2 hour break in the whole evening, and something like that. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye guys, see you in the next week. And also don't forget to comment, that's the main thing. Bye.